Page 14, Blue Skies and Sunshine. This is a nice little piece that gives you some experience of doing short trills in the right hand. Those 16th note things, there's like a short trill. Now look it over, it's 2 pages long. Treble bass clef, 3 flats in the key signature. This is in the key of E flat major. So do the scales and arpeggios if you're doing them for E flat major and C minor. C minor is 3 flats. 3 4-time signatures, take it one hand at a time. The right hand here. Now the fingering in the book is okay, but I want to offer some suggestions. We're going 1 and 2 and 3. It's 3 E and or 3 and. 3 E and or 3 and. Whichever. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and then you'll come up. 2. And that's the rhythm for most of it. The problem is we're moving around, and I'd like to suggest some things for moving around. You don't have to finger all these trills 3 and 2. I mean, that's the easiest fingers to use. It's a good fingers to start, but you don't have to use those. It kind of depends on how fast it is and what's going on. But I want to get from measure 2 to 3 better. I don't want to go from here to here. You can lift up and move, big deal. But there's a couple ways of doing this. One is for the second measure, not a half note. Rather than second, put thumb on it. So 1. You got to move the hand up. It's a little awkward. But this way you can reach this and a little better. Or another way is simply reach up from the second measure, third, reach up and use little finger for the half note, and then 2. It's a repeated note. I can change there. Here. And then I got to go back down. Well, how do I get from here to here? Well, again, it's a repeated note there in the 5th measure. I can use thumb on the first one, reach down at thumb, and then 2. So I can change on the repeated note, and I think I like that better than lifting up and moving all the time. However, you can lift up and move or do the way your teacher tells you to. I don't care. Now, in the 3rd line down on page 14, and starting 3rd measure over, you're here. Then reach up 2, 5. That's what I'm suggesting anyway. And the 4th line down, come just reach down. And if going on between, this is the last line on page 14, between the 3rd and 4th measure. If you can't do that, then use 4th finger on the E flat. Scrunch up 4. Now you can reach it. Then top of page 15 here. 3. I'm going to connect them. And now I got a problem here. I'm already on 2. How am I supposed to do that? Well, a couple of ways of doing it. In the 3rd measure, rather than here, scratch up and use little finger. Now I have enough fingers to do it. Another way to do it is just use thumb on the half note in the last measure of the 1st line. On page 15. And then 2. It's a repeated note. Now, at the end of the 2nd line on page 15, last measure, you're here. And then want you here, if you can, use 3rd finger on the B flat. This way you can reach the E flat more easily, and that is an E flat. It's 3 ledger lines above. There's an E, it's an E here. So, otherwise use thumb. You can use thumb on the half note. And then there's different fingerings. Now in the 3rd line, to come down for the 3rd measure, you have to lift up. It's too far away. 4th line down, the right hand plays the top notes. The left hand does the others. Thumb. Okay. Left hand is broken chords. The E flat. If you can't do here, if you don't fit up in here, then you got to do that. Last measure, the 1st line on page 14. Left hand, it's here, and then that chord. It's an A flat, a B flat, and a D. It's just a 5/7 chord. 2nd line, second measure, I use fourth finger. That chord is that, and that's the fingering. I use fourth finger on the E, on the G. Teachers will teach third finger on. It's a little easier with third finger, but I teach fourth. On page 15, fourth line down. First, that LH is left hand. It plays, you see the little line. It's grouping the bottom two notes of that chord. That's for the left hand. You can do that. Now, which fingers you use is up to you. You're coming off of here. If you're at the end of the third line, if you play that 3-5, then you can come up here with 1 and 2 for that. There. And then the next measure, same thing. Play it again. Measure's here. So the fourth line down on page 15, it's here. And now I'm going to need 2 again shortly, so I got to use another finger. I can use 3 or 4, either one, because in the third measure, I need to cross over and use second finger on the E flat. You see that in the third measure. Now this is page 15, fourth line down, third measure. Okay. The top note has a stem going up. The bottom note has a stem going down. They're indicating to you by the stems which hand is playing what. The right hand plays the note with the stem going up. The left hand's playing the note with the stem going down. It started that way at the beginning of the line. The stem's going down, you're doing that. And then here. And then you come back down here. I want to mention, because I skipped over it, on the third line down on page 15, you're here. Then you can start here. You just scrunch up here and use 5 and 3, because this puts you in position then for the next to the last measure on the third line. There's 1 and 2, and then you have repeated notes. There you can come up and use 5 and 3 again. This way you're ready for 1 and 2 for the fourth line. Same thing in the last line. I come down here, 1 and 2 or 5 and 3, whichever. And the last line is 1 and 2. Second measure, 5 and 3. They're repeated. And then up here, 1 and 2. Now I can just stay there. Because in the next to the last measure, the left hand plays the bottom two, the E and the B. And down. So we figure it out that way. I'm not moving around quite so much. Then I put the hands together. Let's see what we got here. And I'll hesitate at first. I don't care. It's fine. Basically the piece. So put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it, say a line or so at a time, and I'll get rid of any hesitations. Now, when you're working on a piece, trying to get rid of the hesitations, only work on the parts of the piece where you're hesitating. Don't work on the whole piece. That's a waste of time. Fix the hesitations, get rid of those first. Then you can go back and go through the whole piece, hopefully. And once the hesitations are gone, at least for now, I add the articulation. It's very connected. And the rest, very connected. And this, you can lift up. It's like 2 measure phrases. So you can lift up for the phrasing in the right hand. And the left hand, I'm going to try to play it connected. I can't, but I'll try. And then I add the dynamics. The dynamics apply to the melody. It's mezzo forte at the beginning or moderately loud. The melody's in the right hand, moderately loud. This, soft. And looking through this, I don't see any other dynamic. Well, that's boring. Once you get to know it, and you can feel it, and you're not thinking about mechanical stuff anymore, and you're just getting into the music. If you feel like getting a little louder and softer in places, put it in. You're in the area of moderately loud. That's all. You can get a little louder and softer. It's like each of these 2 measures where you have this and this. You have this all over the place. You can give the illusion of motion, if you think it, go on to here. So play that final dotted half note just a hair louder. Just a hair louder. You feel it. Something like that. You can feel the dynamics. Use your imagination. See what you can come up with. It's like on page 15. Fourth line down. You're here. Well, a couple ways. Maybe I feel like getting louder at the end. Hit and then come down. Or maybe I feel like getting softer instead of getting louder. Down. Different ways of expressing the same thing. That's interpretation. One of the reasons why everybody plays the music differently. They feel it differently. At the end, whether you decide to get louder at the end or come down at the end, that's interpretation. The last three measures. Or louder. The music doesn't say anything. How do you feel it? And then after the dynamics, I think about the speed. This is just in the middle. 16th notes need to be even and controlled. Don't go. Every note has to be right where it needs to be. If you can't do that, slow it down. Everybody will play at a slightly different speed. That's fine. You see, here it's probably the speed of the beat. Because slow, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Now they've added pedal. They're going to smear all this together. I've learned it up to this point without pedal to make sure the hands and fingers are doing everything they're supposed to do, because pedal can cover stuff up. And then when I add pedal, I can hear the difference. What effect is the pedal having? Here, as near as I can tell, they're smearing it. They're changing the pedal on pretty much every measure, not quite, but almost every measure. And they're not lifting up for the phrases very often. Well, we'll try it the way it's pedaled first, the way it's marked. If we don't like it, we'll change it, because how you pedal is interpretation too. Notes first, then the pedal. It's going to be lag. Change it after you play the notes. I don't like that. Second line, third measure. If you can tolerate it, fine, but I like a clean melody. I think I'm going to change it at the... I like that. I like it kind of dying away anyway. It's the end of a phrase, so I'm going to change it there. If you want to hear the phrasing, now we're going to lift the pedal up with the right hand, so you get a little silence. Going from the third line to the fourth line here I can leave it down because the melody didn't change. It's all the same. But again, I'm going to lift it up for the phrasing. I want to hear silence here. It's a new phrase. And that's sort of the way the pedaling is. In the third line down on page 15, going from the second, third measure, here they're telling you to lift the pedal up. It's a new phrase. That's what I was telling you to do on page 14 to hear the phrases. Now, if you'd like to hear the rests in the left hand, you have to lift the pedal up. So you're only going to pedal the first two beats on those measures at the beginning. It's a different way of interpreting it. You have to decide on what sound you like. You experiment. Or you just do it the way your teacher tells you to, because that works too. I think I like hearing the rests. I really do. last two measures here, here. All the time I'm doing this, I want to hear this. And I got softer there at the end, so here. So that last note has to be really soft. Don't drown it out. That's just one way of pedaling it. Let's do this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Now, we're not performing it. I'm not doing louds and softs. And I think I'm going to pedal it the way it's marked, rather than the way I just did in the demo. So you can see both. So I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 2, 3. 2, 3. Off.